Congratulations. I'll have my people call your people.
But I ain't got no people.
Oh, you will.
I ain't no sellout. He's a sellout.
That guy is you.
Yep, Lil D definitely sold his soul to a record company. It's all here in red and white.
Can we discuss how cartoons from the 2000s were surprisingly more intelligent than we often acknowledge? Because I find myself rewatching Class of 3000, a genuine children's show, and I was just sitting there thinking, hold on, this is actually pretty dark and sinister. Like seriously. Why is this episode essentially revealing the truths of the music industry? Season 1, Episode 7, they were discussing various topics that completely went over our heads when we were children. However, viewing now as an adult, it seems like a cautionary tale. Class of 3000 was trying to tell us something. Andre 3000 tried to tell us about the wickedness of the music industry. And the way he told us was in Class of 3000.
Christ's love isn't like everybody else's love. It's not like the world's love. The world's love loves you when you do things right or when you do things with them. But as soon as you make a mistake, they take that love away. But what I've experienced with the love of Christ is that it loves first. It loves through wrongdoing. It loves when you shouldn't be loved anymore. It's unconditional. And that's the love that I believe is going to change the world and has changed me.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Makaya. I'm back and I'm black and I'm back and I'm black and I'm back and I'm black and I'm back and I'm black.
Yo, Sasha here. Excuse me? Supermodels do not fly business class. Now, I'm not gonna demand a private jet, but I think Jag could at least spring for first class.
And today, I am bringing you all another video diving into something that I feel like was overlooked within children's television series, which is the episode of Class of 3000 where Lil D stepped into a recording contract and they exposed all the wickedness and what it takes for you to sign those contracts, which most of the time equates to you selling your soul.
The episode we're going to be talking about today is Lil D and the Devil, where Lil D signs a record contract to Soul Stack Records, which is owned by Big D, aka the Devil. Overall, this episode is pretty silly, and at the time, you could just watch it as a character gets famous, regrets fame kind of episode. But when you watch this episode today with a modern context, that's when it really gets dark. As whether you want to take it figuratively or literally, there are definitely artists or entertainers who have sold their souls to get to this level of success that they have. Now we know exactly what these millionaires and billionaires are doing. And Andre 3000, the creator, is an artist who left the entertainment industry entirely because of his experiences. And in the episode, Lil D is forced to change his identity, promote things he may not necessarily agree with, and be in places he doesn't necessarily want to be. And guys, there's a moment in this episode that made me drop my jaw because there is absolutely no way it was a coincidence.
On your world tour, we're launching Extreme Ham Lip Gloss, and we need to make sure this fits you.
Personally, I think this episode was a warning to children about the dangers of the entertainment business, but then again, I could just be reading too much into it.
This is what happens. There's a lot of wickedness that goes on within the music industry, knowing and unknowing, and I feel like this was something important for us to see, and we probably overlooked this when we were younger, of course. Now, as we're older, it's like, they were telling us something. They were trying to warn us. They were trying to let us know. I have a music business degree, so I had to take like business law and seeing all the contracts and how all of that plays. And a lot of these contracts are wonky, especially those who are aspiring artists. One thing I respect about Chance the Rapper is how he did not sign a recording contract. He did other little contracts and distribution deals and stuff like that. But when it comes to recording contracts, you're signing away so much, and you need to make sure you have the right lawyers and different people in place, because when you sign these contracts, it is not a joke. Some artists to this day are still in those contracts. Why do you think artists keep pumping out album after album after album? Because they're trying to get out of these contracts.
This is how a group can sell 10 million records and be broke. And everyone, get ready to do your math. 100 points on an album. TLC had 7. Every point is equal to 8 cents. 7 times 8, 56 cents. That means every time an album gets sold, TLC gets 56 cents. So 10 million records, $5.6 million. So LaFace record has spent about $3 million on the second album. So that automatically gets deducted from the $5.6 million before we can see a penny. Now, we have $2.6 million left to split between the three of us. Well, guess what? When you have that much money, you're in about the 47, 48.49% tax bracket. So that immediately gets deducted to $1.3 million.
Then subtract the percentages paid to their managers, lawyers, and accountants. After generating millions of dollars in profits, TLC's attorney says Tian, Lisa, and Chili each took home about $50,000 a year in 1993 and 94.
New member.
Come
on, we're gonna ruin your life. Member. Come on.
I need to get out of my deal. I can't release music. I'm not allowed to release music, bro. Stop asking me for the album. Thank you for inviting me to your podcast.
No problem, bro.
All my music videos I've done, like, I've not received a single penny, bro. I've not released music for 6 years, bro.
I hear you.
Man, am I saying I fell off? How?
Exactly.
Yeah, I've not been able to release music for a good 6 years now.
And if only you all knew the stuff that's in these contracts, you would be like, why would anyone sign this? Especially when you look back at contracts from artists like in the 90s and in the 80s, they've signed wonky contracts. There's been so many artists been speaking up against, as we know, the one who has a movie coming out, which I'm excited to see, Michael Jackson, even exposing different things and what he had to go through. Like, it's not a joke. It's not a joke. So be mindful when you're signing any contract, but especially when you're signing a recording contract. But before we dive deeper into my thoughts and perspectives, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. For all who are new, you should know I do an array of topics. I am extremely diverse. I do more nerdy topics, I do nostalgic topics, and I do more conscious topics. Plus, I dibble and dabble with them vlogs. So if you're interested in any of those facets, then you'll most definitely love it over here. I'm your girl. And if you get the chance, please check out my social media platforms down within the description box and on the screen, where I display my passion for fashion along with other interests that I display on this channel. So let's get back into the video. To begin with, let's celebrate Class of 3000. Andre 3000 created an animated series focused on children discovering music, creativity, and self-expression, Black artistry, funk, soul, uniqueness. Already legendary, already pioneering. But what set the show apart, it wasn't merely adorable turns. It possessed depth, like adult themes concealed within children's programs. In episode 7, that's where it truly becomes fascinating. In this episode, the music industry is depicted as an exaggerated, nearly sinister machine, at which it is. Executives who are indifferent to art, individuals attempting to stifle the creativity of the youth, confining them to rigid categories, monetizing everything, transforming music from a passion into a mere product. And that atmosphere feels unsettling, chilly, lifeless, almost predatory, at which it is. Not about let's cultivate talent, more like how can we exploit you? And that's a shocking message embedded in children's program, which lies within truth. This simply and plainly shows how demonic the music industry is. When people often say words as it'll chew you up and spit you out, they sold their soul. It's evil. It drains artists. This language is already part of our discourse because the system can indeed feel that sinister. Strip away your humanity. And that's precisely what the episode illustrates. It reveals how art loses its significance. Artists turn into mere products. Kids forfeit their uniqueness. That's the true terror. Now let's tap into the concept of selling your soul. It signifies sacrificing your true self for fame, allowing corporations to dictate your image, forfeiting your voice in exchange for money. That's far from terrifying than anything outwardly, because it occurs daily, and Class of 3000 essentially conveyed safeguard your creativity. Don't allow the machine to possess you, which is such a message from Andre 3000. Like, that guy has consistently prioritized authenticity over industry tricks, and who knows the things that he's seen or witnessed when it comes to individuals selling their soul. To be honest, that's what truly makes it brilliant, because children watching simply perceive, oh, what a fun musical journey. But when adults watch it again, we recognize, oh my goodness, this is profound commentary. It's instilling in kids from a young age, don't allow others to dictate your creativity. Don't pursue fame at the expense of your purpose. Don't permit the industry to define your identity. That's an incredibly impactful lesson, particularly for young, imaginative, Black children or children of color who aspire to create, or anyone at that. It's essentially conveying, embrace freedom, not notoriety. That's quite profound for an animated show. And observing it now, after witnessing the fate of numerous artists in reality, contracts ensnaring individuals, struggles with mental health, labels taking advantage of talent, people losing their sense of self, it seems less like a story and more like, oh, they were conveying the truth in a way suitable for kids. And that's pretty astonishing. I cherish how childhood shows evolve alongside you. They unveil fresh interpretations as you mature. Now, when I watch Class of 3000, it's more than just a cartoon to me. It's a heartfelt tribute to creativity and a cautionary tale. Don't allow the industry to rob you of your talent. Safeguard your art. Safeguard your spirit. So the moral of the story is that I love how this episode was so in your face. It's kind of wild that Cartoon Network even allowed this, in a good way though, in a good way. But it's just showing the schemes of the enemy and how the devil is very corrupt and he wants to take as many people down with him as much as possible. For those who don't believe in the spiritual realm, you better start believing, because this is real. All of this stuff even taking place is all spiritual. We don't just battle against flesh and blood. We're dealing with the spiritual realm here, okay? So this is not a joke, and I love how they implemented this on this children's show, as we know as Class of 3000. Class of 3000 is one of my favorite shows. Please check out my video diving into why that was so important for us as creatives, because I love that show. Outstanding, outstanding, outstanding. And if you know Andre 3000, you know he's very unique, and I love how we got to see that uniqueness on display within the cartoon. So let me know you all's thoughts and perspectives on the matter. Regardless of where your thoughts fall, let's make sure we're respectful down within the comment section. And I want you all to remember that you are loved by the God who created the universe. He knew you before you were in your mother's womb, so there is no mistake as to why you're here. You were meant to be here. You are special, and I thank you all for sharing this precious moment with me. So I'll check you all out in the next video. Stay blessed, everyone.